everyone, this is Sarah and welcome to my kitchen. On today's session, I thought, why don't I make a dessert? Everybody knows how to make their homemade brownies. Today I'll show you the one I made. It is chewy and spongy and very delicious homemade brownies. Let's take a look at the ingredients. Let's go to the recipe. Recipe for brownies. Here I have is 2 eggs, half a cup of flour, all-purpose white flour, about 1/3 cup of melted butter. You can melt this in the microwave for 45 seconds. This is unsalted. 1/4 cup of sugar. If you like more sugar, sugar's per your own taste, you can use half a cup, but today I'm using 1/4 cup of sugar. About 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder. I'm using this brown. It's unsweetened cocoa powder. And 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and also 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. I'll be using the same measurement. And here I have some chocolate. This is chocolate chips. This brand I'm using. You can also use dark chocolate if you like, or any other milk chocolate. I have a small pot that I brought the water to boil and place the chocolate here so I can melt it. That's the best way to melt. So let's go to the next step of making the brownies. So first I'm going to mix all the dry ingredients. So the flour, the salt, and the cocoa powder unsweetened, and swift everything well. And the last dry ingredient is the 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. Next I'm going to beat the 2 eggs. Next add the sugar and the melted butter and mix everything well. Now add the dry ingredients to the batter here. The last ingredient I'm going to add is the chocolate, the melted chocolate. Alright, so this batter for the brownies is ready. As you can see, it's not too thick, it's not too runny. If you follow the measurement, you should have the same batter as I do. So this is ready to be baked now. Here I have my baking dish and I have wax paper, and I'm going to add the brownie batter to this. Now with the back of your spoon, slowly spread the batter all over. Make sure you preheat your oven at 350 degrees, and then you can place the brownies in the middle. Leave it between 25 minutes to half an hour. Make sure you check in between. It's been about 15 minutes. As you can see, it puffed up. So I'm just going to place it on top and let this get baked for another 10 to 15 minutes. So the brownies are ready, and you can kind of tap the top slowly. Don't burn your hand to see whether it's ready or not, and you can see it's not wet. And I'm going to keep this aside till it cools down. I wanted to show you guys the look of this. As you can see, it looks so good and it's nice and thick. And the next one I'm doing is, I have my grinder here. I put about 1.5 tablespoons of sugar, which I'm going to grind into a powder. Next, what I'm doing is I have a little bit of cocoa powder here, this brand, and I'm going to sprinkle on top. Then I have the sugar powder, which I showed you guys that I grinded. I'm going to sprinkle on top. Okay, now it's time to cut the brownies into 3. Now I'm just going to turn and cut it from the other side. Here's my homemade delicious brownies. It's chewy, a little bit of spongy, and it's so delicious, and it's an easy recipe. So you can serve this with a homemade tea for your guests or for kids with a glass of milk. My family loves this recipe, and hopefully you all get a chance to try this. And don't forget to subscribe. Thanks a lot.